When you think of the zodiac sign Leo, what comes to mind? Perhaps it's the stereotype, prideful, attention-seeking, a flair for the dramatic, the friend who makes every story about them, the leader who can border on egomaniacal. But what if these surface-level traits are just the shimmering heat rising from a much deeper fire? What if, beneath the performance, lies a profound psychological blueprint, a story of courage, creativity, and a sacred responsibility of the heart? Today, we go beyond the horoscope to explore the true archetype of Leo. We'll journey into ancient myth to uncover its roots, analyze the psychological drives that shape its personality, and shine a compassionate light on its often misunderstood shadow. This is the story of the lion, the sun, and the crown. This is Leo Explained. To understand Leo, we must first travel back to myth. Our story begins with the greatest hero of them all, Hercules. For the very first of his 12 legendary labors, Hercules was given a seemingly impossible task by King Eurystheus to slay the Nemean lion. This was no ordinary beast. It was a monstrous creature fathered by the monster Typhon, or in some tales, sprung from the moon itself at the request of the goddess Hera. Its golden fur was impenetrable, impervious to any mortal weapon. Hercules soon discovered this firsthand. His arrows were useless. His mighty club, which had served him so well, was no match for the beast. Realizing that conventional weapons would fail, the hero was forced to rely on his own innate strength and courage. He tracked the lion to its lair, a cave with 2 entrances. Blocking one exit, he cornered the beast in the darkness. There, in the dark, Hercules abandoned his weapons and engaged the monster in a primal struggle. He wrapped his powerful arms around its neck and, with sheer force of will, strangled the life from the beast. But the labor wasn't over. He still had to bring back its skin, using the lion's own razor-sharp claws. Hercules skinned the beast and donned its impervious pelt as a cloaker symbol of his triumph over a challenge that could not be defeated by ordinary means. This myth gives us the first and most powerful symbol of the Leo archetype, the lion. It represents not just aggression, but raw courage, strength, and a regal, commanding presence. The act of slaying the lion and wearing its skin symbolizes the integration of this courage. It is strength that has been earned through a direct confrontation with the untamable. The second core symbol is Leo's celestial ruler, the sun. The sun is the center of our solar system, the giver of life, vitality, and light. In astrology, it represents the core self, the ego, and our conscious will. Just as all planets orbit the sun, the Leo archetype is driven by this central, radiant energy. It is the force that says, I am, and its mission is to shine, to express its unique identity, and to warm others with its presence. And this brings us to our third symbol, the crown. The crown represents sovereignty, honor, and the right to rule. But it is a dual symbol. It signifies not only the privilege and glory of leadership, but also the immense, often isolating, weight of responsibility. To wear the crown is to accept the duty of setting an example, of making difficult decisions for the good of the realm, and of embodying the highest virtues of your kingdom. Courage, vitality, and leadership. These 3 pillars, born from myth, form the very foundation of the Leo psychological profile. So how do these mythic symbols manifest in the personality of a Leo? It begins with a central, driving need, the need for recognition. This is often mistaken for simple vanity, but it runs much deeper. Ruled by the sun, Leo energy is expressive and creative. It has a deep, instinctual need to project its inner light into the world and see that light reflected in the eyes of others. This isn't just about applause, it's about affirmation. It's the universe saying, I see you, your gift is received. This fuels their second core drive, the desire for creative self-expression. For Leo, creativity isn't a hobby, it's the very language of the soul. Whether they are on a Broadway stage or simply telling a captivating story at the dinner table, Leos feel most alive when they are channeling their passion into a tangible form. They are the Zodiac's natural performers, artists, and entertainers. This natural confidence and expressive power lead directly to their third drive, the courage to lead. Leos don't often seek leadership, they simply assume it. Their charisma, passion, and unwavering self-belief inspire trust and loyalty in others. They are the kings and queens of their jungle, fiercely protective of their pride, be it their family, friends, or team on. They will stand up for the underdog without a moment's hesitation. When these drives are in balance, we see the Leo archetype in its full glory. Their confidence is magnetic, lighting up a room. Their generosity is legendary. They love to shower their loved ones with affection and gifts, sharing their warmth and resources freely. Their charisma draws people in, and their loyalty to those they love is absolute. And their determination, like that of Hercules, ensures that once they set their mind on a goal, they are nearly unstoppable. But what happens when the sun is eclipsed? What happens when the applause fades or the crown feels too heavy? This is where we encounter the shadow side of Leo. These are not character flaws, but rather protective mechanisms, the wounded roar of a lion that feels threatened or unseen. The most common shadow trait is arrogance. When a Leo's deep need for validation isn't met, their confidence can curdle into a defense mechanism. They may act as if they know best, dismiss others' opinions, and make everything about themselves. This isn't true confidence. It's a shield for a fragile ego that is terrified of being criticized or proven wrong. Similarly, their need for recognition can devolve into vanity and attention-seeking. A wounded Leo may measure love and worth through external validation, the number of compliments, the grandeur of gifts, the amount of public praise. They might create drama just to feel the intensity of being the center of attention, a desperate attempt to feel the warmth of the spotlight when their inner fire feels dim. Finally, their determination can become overconfidence and stubbornness. A Leo's pride is immense, and when it's wounded, they can become incredibly inflexible. Admitting a mistake can feel like a total failure, a public dethroning. So, they may cling to a failing plan or refuse to listen to reason, not out of strength, but out of a deep-seated fear of appearing weak or incompetent. The key to understanding the Leo shadow is to see it not as malice, but as fear. It is the fear of being ignored, of being unloved without the crown, of the light going out. The journey for the Leo archetype is to learn to source their light from within, to cultivate an adoring audience inside themselves, so they rely less on the fleeting applause of the outside world. The journey of the Leo archetype is a journey of the heart. It begins with the raw, instinctual courage of the lion, the strength to face the impossible with nothing but your bare hands. It is fueled by the radiant vitality of the sun, the life-giving force of the authentic self that demands to be expressed. And it culminates in the wisdom of the crown, the understanding that true leadership is not about dominance, but about generosity, protection, and inspiring others to find their own light. To embody the highest expression of Leo is to learn that your worth is not measured by applause, but by the warmth you share. It is to understand that the heaviest crown is the one you place on your own head, and the brightest stage is the one you build in your own heart. It is to have the courage to be seen, the passion to create, and the grace to lead not as a ruler over others, but as a sovereign of your own soul. Share in the comments which aspect of the Leo archetype resonates most with you.